Well, welcome. I have a new gem for you. This one is called The Science of Healing. This is written by Dr. Malachi Z. York, and this is scroll 139 of the study books, Sixth Supreme Mathematics class, and this is for the studies of the ancient Egyptian order. And this talks about science and healing. Now, once again, I will say with a clarity, those that have ears to hear, let them hear. If you're not hearing, please move on. But those that can hear, welcome. Welcome for the searching that you have been searching for. I'm going to read this from start to finish, and I'm going to show the pictures, okay? Those that have ears to hear, let them hear. Digest what is yours and move on to the next. But what's most important is that you are doing the search within your own self, within your own heart, within your own mind, okay? Truth is truth. And it's what I've been seeking, and now I'm here. And I'm sharing it with you in the best way that I can. So I pick up this mantle to share and do my role in sharing this information because it's for the benefit of us all. So thank you for listening. And above all, sit back, relax. And if you can get your own copy, do so. And if not, re-listen to this and just go from there. So I'm going to start with the proclamation of redemption. For those that have ears to hear, let them hear. Okay? Science of healing. The proclamation of redemption. Despite the unrelenting efforts made by the hell-born agents of Satan to keep you blind to who you really are, a seed has sprouted in the West. I, Dr. Malachi Z. York, am that seed. I am the warner that has been sent to this confused day and time. I have come to open your eyes and raise you from your spiritual and mental darkness. You have been deprived of your birthright for far too long now. As the Redeemer, I hereby reclaim and redeem you from the slave master and give you back your rightful heritage that the Most High has provided me with. Have allowed me to endure the persecution, slander, and humiliation perpetrated against me. Therefore, I, Dr. Malachi Z. York, put forth this call to you all, once lost but now found seed, to join me in reclaiming your rightful heritage. Although we have had many profound and great teachers, none has ever stood before the public to be questioned. For over 25 years to date, day in and day out, I have successfully and profoundly answered all questions put to me. I am not merely a religious teacher. I am also a guide, a friend, a father, a doctor, a big brother, and a teacher. I am your Caliphate, accept it or not. For there is none more qualified to make straight your way to the Creator. And this book was written in the 90s. Whether you call yourself a Christian or a Jew, Israelite, Hebrew, Rasta, Muslim, Balalian, Nation of Islam, Sunni Muslim, Shiite Muslim, Black nationalist, African, Puerto Rican, whatever name you have picked up or carry or attribute to your beliefs, you are of the pure seed. As your Redeemer, I was raised up amongst you to show you the only true way of life. I am the first begotten of those who were mentally dead, the resurrection, the light, the truth. Don't be deceived. Don't be tricked. Don't be fooled. I am a rare occurrence. There has not been another to be inspired by the masters and prophets of before to guide his pen in such a constant and unending flow of undisputable truth. I have watched many false teachers pass. I have watched churches, masajids, and synagogues open and close. Yet I stand ever ready and qualified to defend the words of all the Holy Scriptures and tablets. I am an accountant who came not to change the books, but to untangle and straighten and put them in an order that can be read and understood by any and all. If you understand and agree with the statement, you judge the tree by the fruit it bears. You will find that if you shake the tree of my works, all that will fall is success. No one in the heavens above or below the earth or on the earth has the ability to make all of the true, untampered scriptures, which are the words of the Most High, so clear. For I do not speak from myself, but the words flow through me from the very lips and hearts of those mentioned in the pamphlets I put forth. Read the scrolls. Don't reject me. Don't deny me. Don't slander me. I am your Savior. I come and follow me. The hourglass is almost empty. The time of reaping is near. We are the 144,000. The Holy Tabernacle Ministry's mission is the new Zion that has come down out of heaven to redeem the lost souls, to replace the Savior that was removed from the salt. I am your warner, and to every people the Most High has sent a warner. So I call all my brothers and sisters, come sip with me. I plead to the people to reconsider their acceptance. Come, follow me, for the covenant is complete in me. You have asked, and he has given you me. You have sought, and you have found me. You knock, and I have opened the door for you. Don't shut the door and close yourself off from your only means of salvation. Now that I have been sent to redeem you, don't reject me the way you rejected those sent before me. Come home, you lost souls. Come and follow me, for I know the way. Here's a picture of him. Okay. Introduction. You have heard me repeatedly over a span of 30 years on video and audio tapes entitled True Light tapes, and you have heard me say in my Kudbats sermons. You have read in many of my pamphlets of peace, Isaiah 52:1, that the hourglass is almost empty and that your time is running out. I have been teaching for 30 years that the devil's reign will be up in the year 2000 AD, which is equal to 6,000 years. And as of June 6, 1996 AD, marked the end of his reign. As you can see, the entire world is in an uproar, need I say. The world is going crazy. People are losing their minds more and more every day. This is no coincidence. Now that there are earthquakes, pestilence, famines, and death like never before, Matthew 24, 6 through 7. People are becoming scared and don't want to face the fact that the end that they've been teaching, preaching, and hearing about for all of these years is finally here. But nobody wants to believe it. You didn't have faith when I was teaching you about the devil's reign and the New World Order 30 years ago, and now the time is getting nearer to the end, and now you are saying that you are ready. With the official establishment of the Nubian Islamic Hebrews Ansar Allah community, now known as the Holy Tabernacle Ministries, in the year 1970 AD, we had 30 years to work and build. We had 30 years to raise the 144,000, which I refer to as al-Mukhlasina, the purified ones. In the Quran, it's 15 verses 39 and 40. In 1970, we also had time. However, you were playing around. You thought 30 years? Oh, we have enough time. I told you over and over that time is going to sneak up on you. So let's get the job done now. Refer to Leviathan 666, the spell of Kinyu, scroll number 15. Now, here we are on a 3-year countdown until the year 2000. So you can see this was written in 1997. And this is no time to play. You are going to need this information and strength that is in this scroll. I felt it more than necessary in these days and time to revise this scroll. You are going to have to know how to heal yourself. Not only to help you reach a spiritual level, also because you will not be able to go to hospitals. Not because they won't accept you. The problem is you won't trust them. People are being injected with microchips and given tainted blood intentionally. You go to the hospital with a little chest cold and come out with AIDS. I personally haven't been to a hospital for any illness. Why? Because I take care of my mind and body. I tried to teach you the same principles on diet and health years ago. However, you rejected that just as you did whenever I tried to tell you something that was beneficial to you. However, in order to avoid these problems, and not have to keep running to the centers of hospitality called hospitals, you initially have to take care of yourself properly. Not by filling yourself with poisons, and when you do have an ailment, you will know how to heal yourself, and that is what this scroll will teach you. And you have to be prepared mentally and physically. Thus, you will be raised to another level. Refer to the year 2000 AD and What to Expect, scroll 157. That is another book that I intend to, if be the will, to read that one as well. Before I go into the science of healing, I must first inform you of a being that possesses this great healing force called the green light. The great healing force, which operates under the direction of the subconscious mind, is available to everyone. It is the life force which, if properly directed, could keep perfect every physical form, which could heal everything. It is the green light directed by Murdoch, ruler of Malakut. The secret is to understand how to direct his life force, to release tension within, and to stimulate its vibration to bring all the cells of your physical form into harmony, one with another. Murdoch releases the same healing force with El Qutb. It's spelled Qutb. The center of the suns of the green light. Through mind power focuses with full intensity upon the inner world and upon the acceleration and direction of the inner forces. Also employs the use of prayer and meditation, visualization of the presence of the green light, affirmation of the power of its presence, and stimulating through focalizing thought force, the tremendous life energy within and surrounding the physical form. Through this focalized mind power, the green light forces act like a magnet stimulated within. It begins immediately to attract from the swirling sea of ethers around us, the sweeping current of green light, which is awaiting to be drawn into any reservoirs of life force. Thus, stimulated, the physical form becomes an electromagnetic force field surging with increased power and drawing more and more potent currents into itself from the surrounding ethers. Every molecule, every atom which builds up the cells of the physical body is built around a minute center of light, which is the spiritual force. It is the infinite small light dot, divine in aspect, life of light from Anu, Elyon, El, the Most High, the highest, which is the secret power that holds together the atom and the molecule. It is the center of the molecule solar system. The atom is nothing more than a tiny solar system charged with electric and magnetic power. If the atmosphere around you is completely charged with positive vitality, and the currents of life force is of joy and happiness, it is from the Anunnaki seraphim, Zakar, son of the Anunnaki. Our physical form automatically will take enough of it to supply a perpetual flow so that he would never experience illness. Murdoch, son of Damkina and Enki, is also known as Melchizedek, the angel Michael, Al-Qadar, Malachi Z, and his galactic name is Yanan. Melchizedek and Al-Qadar, the green one, is one and the same. Melchizedek is also called Melki Sadiq in the Arabic language. It means angel of justice. His abode is on the fourth plane, which symbolizes his purpose as a medium between Anu, Elyon, El, the Most High, the highest, and human. And I'm going to read this, but this is what it looks like. Can you see that? I need to see on this side. So it's a chart like that I'm going to be trying to read and explain there. Okay? I'm enjoying this. All right. So, union with Anu, there's 1 and then 7. Divine reality, 2, then 6. Divine truth, 3, then 5. mental plane 4 and 4, the abode of Melchizedek, spiritual plane 5 and then 3, plane of force 6 then 2, and then material plane 7 and 1. It's as if the opposite numbers met in the middle at 4. So Melchizedek is in tune with the 4th plane, or the mental plane. This is the plane where man and mind meet. The revelations that are given to man from the 4th plane, what makes Melchizedek able to communicate with the higher forces is the angelic forces in him that are double that of a normal man, which is 360 degrees of will, 180 agreeable, and 180 disagreeable. Melchizedek has 720 degrees. Man has 360 degrees. 180 has angelic beings. Okay, I'll show that again so that you can see what it was that I just read and what I'm talking about. Can you see all that? Hope you can. Get the book and you can see for yourself. All right. The mental plane is a plane that is symbolic of the principle, as above, so below. Melchizedek was the ruler of the Anunnaki Elohim. He was in charge of the higher order of Zodok, a special group of elders who were to bring about a group of humans and teach them, once again, the path of righteousness, thereby keeping mankind from total destruction. Question: why does Melchizedek have double angelic forces than a normal man? Answer: when Marduk, son of Enki and Dominka, also known as Melchizedek, was born, his people were very proud, for he was very powerful. He was powerful from birth. Melchizedek was taught by Anu, his grandfather, father of Enki. Anu, who is Elyon El, made Melchizedek so perfect that his Anunnaki-ship was twofold, for he had 720 degrees of knowledge or will, meaning 360 degrees of agreeable and 360 degrees of disagreeable, which equals to 720 degrees within his nature. When all of the other Anunnaki had 180 degrees of either agreeable or disagreeable knowledge in their nature, far above the other Anunnaki, Melchizedek was superior in every way. Referred to the Holy Tablets, chapter 4, tablet 1, verses 82 through 103. Okay? Will. When you humans were created, you were given 360 degrees of knowledge or will. You were created spiritually on the 4th plane, the mental plane, which is above the spiritual plane. You had direct contact with the angelic beings. Melchizedek and the Most High, Elyon El, you had 360 degrees of knowledge, 180 degrees of agreeable and 180 degrees of disagreeable, and you acquired will. Question: what is will? Answer: the word for will in Syriac Arabic is Mashiach, which comes from the root word sha'e'ah or yashe'ah, and means by which one deliberately chooses or decides upon a course of action. An instance of the exercising of this faculty, a deliberate decision or conclusion, choice. Will is that which was given to Adam by Anu, Elyon El, the Most High. Will was that which was made Adam more knowledgeable than the angelic beings and the Luciferians. In other words, will is to do what one chooses, to have one's way, to see fit to one's own thinking. Question: is will agreeable or disagreeable, or agreeable and disagreeable? Answer: will is not agreeable or disagreeable. It is undecided and abstract until someone or something exercises one or the other of the opposing forces. Agreeable or disagreeable, Anu, El Elyon, El, the Most High, created will. He created the forces that divides into two natures: 180 degrees of negative, which is disagreeable. That is the nature of the Luciferian or cherubims. And 180 degrees of positive, agreeable. That is the nature of the seraphims. Humans have labeled the parts as agreeable, good, or disagreeable, evil. The nature of the good Anunnaki, Elohim, the angelic beings, was from the light, and the nature of the Luciferians was from smokeless fire, an imperfection representing emotions where anger is aroused. So, in your mind or spirit, when you are making a decision, you fight a battle of agreeable and disagreeable. A war rages inside you. Excuse me. Here we go. Drinking cinnamon tea and honey. Just cinnamon, honey, and hot water. Oh, and cloves. It's delicious. Okay. A war rages inside you as you fight within your soul to make a choice. That 180 degree of positive and 180 degree of negative struggle within you. As two warriors eventually evenly matched, grappling to overcome one another. So here's a picture again of the agreeable and disagreeable. You see that? Even though the words may be backwards, I don't know. I'm still showing you the picture. Okay, so you have 180 degrees plus 180 degrees, which makes 360 degrees. Cycle of nature of angelic beings, 180 degrees of submissiveness. Cycle of nature of jinn, Jinn, 180 degrees of rebelliousness. The cycle of nature in man, 360 degrees of positive and negative, balanced by will. When mankind was born, the Anunnaki, Elohim, breathed the breath of life into his body, and he became a living soul, referred to Genesis 2:7. Likewise, they were born with a spirit, and their third eye was open. See the picture down here? Now, so you have discipline, the third eye, and discipline. Open mental reservoir of knowledge, ether, and closed reservoir of knowledge, ether. Okay? Humans in ideal state is when his mental seventh plane and the plane in which the good angelic beings were created, the fourth plane, are in tune. Thus, the five senses are attributed to him. They are physical senses. Soul is which emits emotions of grief, sorrow, fear, greed, jealousy, happiness, hate, love, etc. The soul is what exhibits personality, which is the character of an individual. This is what makes man different from mankind. Mankind has no soul. He only has the spirit of the evil one. His nature is negative. Even when he sets out to supposedly do an agreeable act, the end result is evil, disagreeableness. Okay, and so once again we have a chart right here. Okay, you can see it where it says at the top is the heavens and the bottom part is the earth, and it has that 7 to 1 and then 1 to 7. Positive directions of agreeableness, creation of the agreeable Yahwehians, human spiritual body, human's life body, the Hala or aura, human physical body. And on the negative side, negative directions of disagreeableness, creation of the Luciferians, humans overstanding in truth, humans oversoul reality, and then humans mental. Now this is a picture of Melchizedek, son of Enki and Damkia. And if you read the book of Enki, you would know those names. Yes, and they are black. That's where why we are called Nubians, and that's where the word Nubian comes from. Africa means a divided land, and that was done intentionally. We are not a person that should claim ourselves as a being that is of division. Not me. I am Nubian. Thank you very much. Now, this is Enki. This is what Enki looks like. And this picture here is Damkina, mother of Marduk. Now, I believe she's part reptilian, if my knowledge is serving me correct. Okay? Let's continue. Melchizedek reigned over the kingdom of Salam. The kingdom of Salam was an ultra-advanced civilization that existed before the separation of Arabia from Africa. The parting of Africa did not come until the mortals, descendants of Seth and Labuda, rained down on the mountains. They sought to destroy the inhabitants for fear of their scientific experiments. These mortals did not understand the light that these scientists used, that which came from the sun, that shined on a certain point of a stone that was cut by no man's hand, that broke down the lights of the sun into 7 different colors, which filtered out the right ray of light to cut metal and mountains. The scientists today call this the laser. So here's another picture. This is all the knowledge that Malachi Z has, for he is the incarnation of Thoth. He has you either believe or you don't. Okay, now see, the top here says opening enables light to reach to the bottom of the pyramid. Does not come to a point. The last brick was never placed on top. So he's saying at the top of the pyramid, it's not a point, it's flat. And he was part in the creating of the pyramids. Then you have the earth, and then it has a below part. So you can see this is literally the above and the below of a pyramid. So we see the top here. It's flat at the top. And then he speaks of as above, so below. So this is the pyramids above, and then here's the earth, and then this is what is below. All of this is below. Okay? See, there's passageways to deviating chambers leading to outside the pyramid, so invaders are unaware they are actually outside of the pyramid. And then the sacred chamber, which is at the very, very bottom. So that's the diagram 5. Now we have the science of the pyramid. That's what that was, the science of the pyramid. This process by which the great scientists cut these stones was the science of the building of the pyramids. Structures of this type were built at various times in different parts of the world, such as Egypt, Sudan, Ethiopia, Western Asia, Pakistan, Greece, Cyprus, Italy, Thailand, Mexico, and India. Pyramids are also located on some islands of the Pacific Ocean. They were purposely located on these specific sites around the globe for the importance of keeping them in tune with the balance of the universe. They were built so that every so often various stars appear that shine directly down into them. Now, pyramid, as given to these great structures in Egypt, was a symbolic name because the word is really Greek and not Egyptian. In the Greek language, the word pyra, P-Y-R-A, means fire or light or illumination that reveals something or make things visible in darkness. Midos, M-I-D-O-S, means measures. The Greeks had derived these words from the Phoenician word purim mido, which meant light measures. Therefore, the pyramids themselves mean something that constitute measured revelations or revelations through measurement. It is important to make note that the land of our ancestors, the Nubians, is the origin of all the sciences. Mathematics, the science of mysteries, etc. This is where geometry, algebra, trigonometry, and the higher forms of mathematics stemmed from. Our ancestors calculated the area of these structures down to the square inch. These underground chambers contain libraries on all of the knowledge of the universe pertaining to what has happened, what is happening, and what is about to happen. They contain the Book of the Dead and all the scriptures of the prophets lost and found. These books compiled make up what is known as the archaic records. Here in the bowels of the earth lies the nucleus of the pyramid. It is built from the inside out. The elders. The 24 elders are beings that came down from heaven to give humans knowledge, wisdom, and an understanding. They were high priests after the order of Melchizedek. They initiated the math and sciences. The theory of relativity was initiated by the elders. To give humans the necessary knowledge, the 23 elders, well, did I say 24th initially or 23? 23 elders established mystery schools. These schools were housed in the pyramids and certain temples designed and built them in different parts of the world. These elders were responsible for keeping the universe in order. They, therefore, constructed spacecrafts or flying saucers and UFOs as a means of transportation. This was the vehicle that Ezekiel saw. Ezekiel 1, verse 16. Zoser, the high priest. Zoser, son of Kashik Mue and Nema Aphe was the first pharaoh to succeed Menes, the first pharaoh of ancient Egypt. Zoser, the name given to him at birth, meaning the holy, was a priest after the order of Melchizedek. Zoser, son of Kasik Himue and Nima Athafe, was also one of the 24 elders, men of renown. And because he was a high priest, he received his power and knowledge from Al-Qadir, the Green One. Forgive any mispronunciation. He ruled during the beginning of ancient Egypt's years as an empire and moved the capital from Thynis to Memphis. Zoser was the possessor of many names. In different cultures, he was known as, number one, Hermes Trismegistus, Hermes the thrice great, which was Greek. 2, Thoth for Egypt. 3, Mercury for Rome. 4, Quetzalcoatl, the feathery serpent in Mexico. Number 5, Rapu Nui for the Easter Islands. Number 6, Nabu, Assyrian. Number 7, Abdul Qudus for Arabia. Number 8, Kahilal. It doesn't say what, Kahiyah. Zoser was also the author of, number 1, the sciences. He is the author of works on alchemy, the act of transforming base metals into gold. These are called Hermetic sciences. Number 2, mathematics, which is where Pythagoras stole mathematical formulas that he attributed to himself, i.e. the Pythagorean theorem. And number 3, the arts. This is where hieroglyphics originated. Number 4, architecture. He initiated the use of Leviathan, the sleeping serpent, the process that the elders used to move stones in the construction of the pyramids. He also initiated the use of the laser, a device used for cutting stones. This is what Zoser, the high priest, looked like. Remember, he has 64,000 years of knowledge. And how would he know? It's because he knew the individuals. And he knows this is what he is sharing. Okay, now, Kasik Himue, father of Zoser, this is what he looked like. And then you have Nima Athafime, mother of Zoser. And this is what she looked like. As you can see, it all started from Black people as to why they tried to suppress us. If you ever had the question, this is the answer. Okay, now, Imhotep the elder, the son of Ptah and Kerduank, under the guidance of Zoser, acquired the knowledge needed to calculate the precise dimensions for the construction of the first pyramid, the step pyramid. All of these technical advancements provided the future pharaohs with the first great builders in our history. The only building project to ever come near their achievement prior to this time period is the edifice or Tower of Babel, built by Nimrod, ruler of Babylon. Now you have to refer to son of Canaan, revised scroll number 47. Imhotep. This is what Imhotep the elder looked like. This is what Imhotep the elder looked like. Okay? And Ptah, the father of Imhotep. This is what Imhotep's father looked like. Ptah, father of Imhotep. And Kerduank, mother of Imhotep. This is what Imhotep's mother looked like. Okay? And this was the first pyramid, the first step pyramid. Okay? Imhotep, whose angelic name is Uphial, was the first official in Zozer's court. It was thought that that Imhotep made visible to the world the knowledge and power that you possessed as an ancient people. Imhotep was a man of remarkable talent. He built the step pyramid at Saqqara. Now, this pyramid was built by imposing one mastaba on top of another, each one being smaller than the last, until there was a total of 6. Upon completion, it resembled a pyramid with large steps. Mastaba is an Egyptian Arabic word meaning bench. Made of brick, mastabas served as tombs before the idea of pyramids became a reality. The original mastaba can be seen at the bottom of the structure. It was succeeded by a 4-step pyramid, which was in turn succeeded by the final 6-step construction. According to the Freemasonry doctrine, the Temple of Solomon was constructed without human hands, with neither hammer, axe, or any iron tool. The stone was squared and polished by a worm called samis. The stone is also called a shirma or shamir. However, the mastabas at Saqqara that Imhotep built was 210 feet long on each side and approximately 25 feet high. Then Imhotep extended the mastaba on all sides until its base was about 400 feet by 300 feet. He then placed smaller mastabas on top of it until he had 6 mastabas of decreasing size, reaching a total of 200 feet. The step pyramid is one of the oldest man-made buildings of its kind to exist. During the reign of Zoser, hieroglyphs had been perfected. It was used to express the lifestyle of the people of the time. Hieroglyphs is not a spoken language. It is simply a picture story. Many so-called historians who claim to know the history of ancient Egypt say that hieroglyphs is a spoken language. This is not true. How could anyone speak in pictures? Hieroglyphs is the means by which you of the present know something of your Nubian past. The use of papyrus was also introduced into Egyptian culture by Zoser. Papyrus is a Greek word for the paper that was used by the ancient Egyptians. Papyrus reed grew along the banks of the Nile. The pith was extracted and glued together in separate layers, soaked and then dried. The result was a long-lasting surface on which they wrote with brushes or pens that were made of other types of reeds. The use of papyrus was later incorporated into the Greek and Roman civilization until it was no longer economical to use. Egypt is the birthplace of hidden wisdom and mystic teachings of the elders. This is why it was not until 2,000 years later when the pyramids, obelisks, sphinx, and advanced cities were built and all the knowledge was locked in the pyramids that ancient Greece and Rome invaded. Invaded Egypt and stole the schools of thought from the pyramids. Pythagoras was the first Greek philosopher to invade Egypt during the 6th century BC. He spent 25 years trying to study the Egyptian sciences so that he could become more knowledgeable and in the end go back to Greece and claim himself as the founder of math and science. This is how the Pythagorean theorem came about. There were other philosophers and so-called scholars who from Greece and Rome who came to Egypt and stole the knowledge in which the elders came to pass on to you. Now here is a picture of the 3 elders. Now this is also the ones that visited him at his birth. And it said, there's other, I don't want to misquote, but yeah, he had 3 that were at his birth as to how he was incarnated. And that's a whole nother story that is really interesting, told by his mother. The wisdom that the elders taught were divided into 2 classifications. A, that which was given to the entire world for guidance, such as parables and the likes, which were called the lesser mysteries. And then B, that which was given to a select few, such as the mysteries of al-haq, the truth, which were called the greater mysteries. The 24 elders established mystery schools to teach this knowledge. These schools were in pyramids and certain temples found in the places I just mentioned a little earlier. The 24 elders took a few advanced souls to whom they revealed the inner teachings of the scriptures and the universe. Take, for instance, the science of the circle and square, the science of creation, and the science of life. The mysteries of life have always been divided in order to meet the needs of the world. In essence, these select few were taught the great laws of nature and about Anu, Elioniel, the Most High. We shall discuss the greater mysteries. In the mystery schools, the select ones would enter as, number 1, a teacher of good, he became. Number 2, a good man, and he emerged. Excuse me. Number 3, a disciple, and one who is of peace. All right. So here is, now this, people know this as the Star of David, but that's been misconstrued as well. And this gets broken down that where, what that really means. We are all striving for perfection. We are not perfected yet. The first step is necessary to restore perfection on the body is to install complete faith in Anu Elio, the most glorified and exalted. You must go through these schools of learning. If you have not started yet, you have a long way to go. The way that the disciples travels is called the journey of life. He, as a traveler walking that path, is called the walker. Through his teachings, the selected one is called disciple, and his teacher is called sheikh, elder, or mushindun, meaning a teacher of the right way. Having been taught the laws of life, the disciple is expected to follow the teachings until he reaches the ultimate test, after which he becomes an upright man, perfect, a master. As was said, all the prophets and some of their disciples were taught the mysteries. Enoch, Abraham, Ishmael, Noah, Isaac, David, Solomon, Moses, Job, Elijah, John, Al-Mahid, Jesus, Daniel, Ezekiel, Jeremiah, etc. In selecting the advanced souls who were prepared to receive the inner teachings, many rigid tests needed to be passed before the door to wisdom opened, and so it is still today. Within the schools of mystery, there was a guardian at the gate of the inner temple. No one could pass by him to enter the temple to the inner knowledge unless he could give a certain sign, a secret word, and a certain grip only known by certain brothers who are in ignorance, as well as the intellect. Only the disciples who were worthy would know, having remembered these secrets from teachings given by the sheikh while the disciple was in a trance, for his consciousness would have been spiritually unfolded. In trance, many truths were revealed. If the disciple did not remember, then he was not yet ready, and he was turned away from the greater mysteries. Each disciple was taken separately into this mystery school, into the inner temples. He was left alone, and his initiation was definite and divine. When the disciple passed all of his tests, he came out bearing a new name and a new overstanding. He was purged of corruption and emerged powerful. He, the disciple, overstood the existence of the Most High. He, the disciple, overstood the law of reward and punishment under the parable of the pen that serves you well. The parable is as follows. You have a pen in your suit pocket throughout the day. The pen serves you well. When you arrive home, you take the pen out of your pocket and you put it on the dresser table and thank the pen. Another day comes and you put your brand new white suit. You put on your brand new white suit. You place the same pen in your pocket and it leaks, causing a big stain. When you take it out of your pocket, do you curse the pen? You should say, Masha'Allah, what Allah wills. Faith in detail. I have faith in Anu as he is, and in his heavenly host, the angelic beings, and in all of his pure scriptures, and all of those sent from him, and in the last days, and in fate, good and wicked are his. It is from Anu, the Most High, and the rising after death. In accepting the law of reward and punishment, your third eye is opened, which I will explain on in the scroll. The disciple also understood well the laws of nature and how to use them in his life, both constructively and deconstructively. For an example, the law of gravitation. Every body attracts every other body with a force that is directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between their centers. Okay, I'm going to stop there because we're at the hour point. And if you have this book, we're stopping on page 26, okay? And we'll pick it up with what goes up must come down. I'm enjoying this so much. The Science of Healing. And this is scroll 139 by Dr. Malachi Z. York. And it was written in the 90s, so precisely 97, I believe. Yeah, 97. So 1997. Thank you for listening. And those that have an ear to hear, let them hear. Apply it, don't apply it. Receive it, don't receive it. The choice is yours. The point is, as long as it's been given to you, it is up to you to decide within yourself. No one forces you, because remember, you have will. Yes, you do. So, thank you. And I invite you back. Come on back to continue the reading of The Science of Healing. And until then, you have the most benevolent day.